To kern and to track are two different things. They are often mixed up, but if you don't want to look like a type amateur, then you have to know the difference. Kerning is the spacing in between one letter from another, whereas tracking is when you change the spacing of a whole group of letters at the same time. In a program, there are usually two built-in options for kerning. There is metric kerning, which is a program spacing that a type designer plays to properly and automatically space type. The other option is optical kerning, which is programmed in specialized software that builds an algorithm around the shape of the character and adjusts the type accordingly. On the left, we have an example of metric kerning, while on the right, we have an example of optical kerning. Though kerning is already programmed, in some typefaces, more commonly the free ones, the metric kerning is not as good. Often it requires fine, manual adjustments that can't be achieved by automatic kerning. But first, how do we know when and why to kern? Letters beside a T, Y, W, V are often too far apart due to the extending arms of the letters. So when typing a word, the W and the letter beside it usually appear further apart compared to the other letters. The trick to kerning is to achieve an equal amount of space between each letter. Let's pretend we are filling it with sand, and the idea is to have the spaces in between to carry the same amount of sand. You can also view the words upside down so your eyes won't concentrate so much on the shape of the letter, rather the spaces in between. When working with paragraphs of text, it will be too tedious to kern each letter. Instead, we change the spacing of a whole group of letters at the same time. This is called tracking. Tracking is usually used to help avoid any rivers when working with justified type. It also helps to bring words a line higher or lower. For example, well-tracked type are not too close together, neither are they too far apart. In some letter forms, such as italics and lowercase letters, most designers would have them close together. However, when working with capitals, it helps to give some breathing space in between. Kerning is often applied to small amounts of text, such as those found in headers, titles, and logos, while tracking is applied to a greater amount of text, like those found in body copies. Kerning and tracking are one of the most tedious things in typography, but they play an important role in the effectiveness and legibility of type.